walk, we experience a tension between things of the world and things of God. The line of demarcation between things which are holy and godly and things which are unholy and ungodly is not always easily discernible. And so we ask questions like, should I say this? Should I do this? Is it all right to be this way? Should I watch this movie? Should I listen to this song? Should I read this book? Should I wear these clothes? Should I go this place? Should I visit here? Should I do any of the above? And if I refuse, if I choose to abstain from any or all of the above, would I be too fanatical? And if I choose to partake of one of the above, would I be lost? How much of the world should I adopt without adapting to the world? Would I be seen as a contaminated Christian if I have friends who are of the world? Is it all right to have a close friend who does not love God or does not know God? These are questions that plague the Christian mind. Is it all right? And if it's all right, should I hang out with such a friend? And if not, then why not? We find ourselves having to treat with questions like these as we seek to reconcile our Christian faith. And I suppose the tension between the godly and the ungodly becomes more real as we discover that we are sociable beings and social beings. When God said it is not good that the man should be alone, he was not speaking purely or only in marital terms. God was confirming, it was a confirmation, if you will, a confirmation that man was not meant to live in isolation. Are you still here with me? If he wanted to fulfill his true potential, he could not do so alone. For God himself needed man to express that he is love. For God cannot be love if he has no one to show love to. So in a real sense, God needed us to demonstrate to us and to the universe that he is love. He demonstrates that. And so because we are made in his image and likeness, God knows it is not functional that man should be alone, because we were not meant to be alone. Our DNA is opposed to that reality. It is diametrically opposed, and it will not succumb to it without a struggle. Naturally, then, when it comes to making choices after God, those of us who are social creatures will fear losing loved ones when we make such a decision. And that's why we ask the question, is it all right to keep the friendship I have? Is it all right to keep the relationship that I have? But how can I associate meaningfully with people who oppose the choices that I have made? And I add, who vehemently oppose these choices. Yet, as Christians, we are called upon to influence these very people who oppose us. But how can we influence them if we don't interact with them? It seems a dilemma. That's why there is a tension. It seems to defy the injunction from Jesus, which says, you are light of the world. And I have discovered that light needs a dark place. Are you still here with me? Nobody's going to use a torchlight when the sun is shining. And so if you are light, it means by inference and by implication that you have to go where darkness is in order to shine your light. Jesus, in his final prayer, his passionate prayer for humanity, puts things in perspective when he prayed to his Father saying, I pray, Lord, that you take them not out of the world, but that you keep them from evil. I understand that they are worldly, they're from a world and they're from a social environment. I don't want you to take them out of that, but that you keep them. Are you still here with me? God therefore must have understood, Jesus himself must have understood that it is possible to mix without getting mixed up. Come on, talk to me, somebody. It is possible to mingle without muddling and meddling. It is possible to be personal with somebody and yet be preserved from their influence. Because he said, you are the salt of the earth. And the last thing I know about salt is that salt is hardly ever influenced by the contact it makes. Salt influences. Come on, talk with somebody. Salt is never influenced. Salt influences other people. And so by contact with people, even if they're of the world was not meant to influence you. We were meant to influence the world. As somebody says, it's all right when we are traveling on the sea of life. It's all right when the ship is in the water. But something happens when the water comes into the ship. Are you still here with me? So God does not want us to be separated or to be distant from the people we are meant to influence. This remains. Even Jesus himself became flesh and dwelt among us. I like that. Jesus became flesh. He did not simply